Soto Gari means major outside reach. We're going to take a standard grip. Right hand's on lapel, left hand is on the sleeve. Very important little detail here is we're going to grip with the bottom 3 fingers of our hand that's on the sleeve. Right? So if I grip with those 3 fingers, when I move, he moves. There's no slack. I can hold this grip all day without tiring out my forearm. All right? So if we have a neutral stance, right hand lapel, left hand on sleeve, I'm going to step with my left foot so that the heel of my foot is on the same plane as the toe of his right foot. All right? So step. As I'm stepping, I'm bringing his head with me to that right corner. Step, bring his head. To finish the throw, I step, I bring his head, I kick through, point my toes, and I'm going to sweep with the meaty part of my thigh, hitting the meaty part of his thigh. I am not linking at the knee and getting into a battle of who's stronger. I am going to put him in a position where he is weak, lift, and sweep. All right? It is very important that my hamstring hit his hamstring so that he really has nothing to base off of. All right? So one more time. As I step to that corner, I bring his head with me. I point my toe to activate my hip. And when I sweep with the intention of my foot touching the ceiling. All right? So with the throw, step, sweep, chop. When I get my grip, if you roll with me, the first thing I do is I loosen up this lapel. I need this lapel. I need a little bit of motion, right? So to get his head offline, all I'm going to do is get that little bit of mustard off, right? So as I step and I pull his arm, I'm just going to nudge his face a little bit. That's enough to get him on his heel. I don't punch him in the face. I'm not putting my fist into him. I'm simply just encouraging him to come offline with me a little bit. If I'm trying to get him offline and I'm trying to get him to that corner, leaving this much space is whoever is stronger. As I step and I wipe the mustard, we should be just about chest to chest. All right? As I step to his rear corner, I'm putting my chest on his shoulder. That locks him into my body movement. So I don't want to do a strength thing. I'm not bench pressing him away. If we're moving around, I go, he goes. This is where I want. So for the other techniques, we were checking our watch. This is going to be more, I'm putting him on like a jacket. He's an item of clothing, and I want him glued to me so that when I move, he moves, right? Observe when I'm initiating and where I'm landing and that sort of thing, right? So he starts to walk backwards, step, boom, that feels good. We're moving. That feels good. That feels good, right? So if we're just moving and he's going to step and I feel that he's going to step, I know he's going to step, if I can put my attack with him moving backwards, all of his momentum is moving rearward. Walking naturally, rearward, plus my pull. For that split second, he's all mine. No magic to when this technique works. That's why I don't want him looking at my feet. I don't need to look at his feet. I can feel the cadence, and right now it feels good. Wow. This feels normal. Right now it feels good. Wow. Koshi Guruma means hip wheel. My hip is going to be the fulcrum to throw his body. So I still have my standard right grip on the lapel. I still have my 3-finger grip on the sleeve. Last time I stepped on the same plane. This time my right foot is going to step to the top of the triangle. His feet are the base of the triangle. My foot is going to be the point. Right? I step to the point. I'm going to check my watch. When I say check my watch, I turn my wrist. I bring my wrist up to my eyes. When someone asks you what time it is, you don't look down. You bring your watch to your eyes, right? So step, check my watch. As I check my watch, I release the lapel grip and it goes nice and neat. I have no place in which I'm trying to grip. I'm not looking for fabric. I'm not looking for his back. I'm not looking for his delt. I'm simply reaching through as tight as I can. As I step, check my watch, reach through, I'm going to pivot back, extend my hip, and very smoothly rotate him around my hip, all right? I'm not lifting. This is not a lifting throw. Step, check my watch, reach through, rotate. I am not lifting him up. I am rotating him around my hip. Ippon Seio Nage. Ippon Seio Nage means one arm shoulder throw. Same grip. Right hand lapel, left hand on the sleeve at the elbow. Similar to Koshi Guruma, I'm stepping to the top of the triangle. I'm checking my watch. This time when I release this lapel, the meaty part of my shoulder is meeting the meaty part of his shoulder. If I go too low, he chokes me. If I go too high, I don't have the leverage to finish the throw. I want to step, check my watch, reach through, meaty part to meaty part, pivot. As I pivot, very important, I lower my height. I don't fit in, pivot, and then go down. I go down as I pivot. All right, to finish the throw, I pull his arm to my pocket, I straighten my knees, and I look away. Step, check my watch, release, shoulder to shoulder, pivot, lower my height, pull to my pocket, straighten my legs, look away. When I step with my right foot, I'm on the ball of my foot. I don't put my heel down. If I put my heel down when I go to pivot, I bind up at the hip. So I'm gonna have to release that to get the foot to come all the way around. If I step with the ball of my foot when I pivot, no big deal. I never wanna push Aaron back. If I step too close to him, if I'm too deep, when I go to pivot, I'm knocking him backwards. If I step way too shallow, I'm never gonna actually get there. He's gonna step around me. Find the balance. Start at the top of the triangle and adjust in and out. When we have our grip, I want the first step and checking my watch to be one movement, right? So moving forward now, when we rep this, we're gonna go itch, itch. Step one is checking the watch and stepping. Step two, knee is gonna be fitting in. Step three is gonna be pivoting, all right? So I want 3 distinct motions right now. Down the road, we'll smooth them out, but for right now, itch, knee, side. So take your time and make sure each one of those steps is complete. The right hand isn't relaxed. For right now, let's do a little jazz hands. Just like we have live toes and dead toes, we're gonna have live hands, right? Step to the top of the triangle, check my watch, fit in, my hand is live. That keeps the tension on his shoulder joint, pivot, still live, throw. Once I fit in fully, boom, 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 I'm here, I still need to be on the balls of my feet. If I'm rocking backwards, Aaron is gonna throw the crap out of me. With finding the timing, right? So I'm walking backwards, Aaron's walking forward. I need to figure out when I can turn, pivot, and fit in. But if I attempted to go too early, we're gonna bind up. If I go too late, I don't even know what would be too late, he steps, and now I go, realistically, he's gonna see it coming, he's gonna be able to pull me off balance. What I want is to time it so that as I take a step and pivot, he comes forward and lands on me. That's ideal. Walking, 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 right now. Step, pivot, he lands on me. Standard grip, right hand lapel, left hand on the elbow, the same 3-finger grip on the sleeve. To fit in for this, what we want to do is step with our left foot, right? So step with our left foot, bending our knee, and I'm going to take my right foot and place it on his hip, all right? So as I step, place on his hip, I sit down. Realistically, to get the throw, I would load him up onto me and throw over my head. The emphasis here is on loading him up onto me. I'm not just kicking him over my head. I still want to have some control. So, standard grip. I step in. I place my foot on his hip as I lower myself to here. I pull him up on top of me, and I'm going to toss him over my head. Step, leg sit. For BJJ, we probably want to hold those grips and carry ourselves over to mount. All right, so when we're taking the fall from Tomoe Nage, we're not going to have our hands. So we're going to have to break fall with our feet. So as you come over, pretend you have no hands and really dissipate the energy with your feet. Arch your hips up, slam your feet into the floor. All of that energy goes through your feet into the mat, saving your lower back, saving your hips. Uki is holding my lapel with this left hand. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab at the elbow so I can crush this grip down. Crush, and I'm going to reach through. I'm not necessarily grabbing the delt, I'm just grabbing the fabric on the backside. Right? I have a grip on that backside, crush down nice and close to Uki. I'm going to step with my left foot towards his right foot. As I do that, I'm going to take my right foot, hook inside, and sit on my butt. This throw is not over my head, it is to the side. Grip, break, re-grip, step, hook, sit, and pull myself over. I never let go of this elbow. This elbow is mine. I worked hard to get it, I'm going to keep it. So as he goes over and I come over, I keep this. This is what keeps him from rolling away from me. And my body position keeps him from rolling into me. So he grips, I grip, I break and collapse, I step, hook, sit, follow through. The grip on his back, I'm maintaining as well. So both grips are still mine as I come over.